So good morning, everybody. I just want to take some time to really appreciate all those who have watched the videos that we've recently been posting about miscarriage, child loss, and our testimony of grace and peace and love of God. It's like this is something God is literally telling me to do right now. I know with our situation, it's over 3 years now. But, you know, when I ask myself, why now? You know, God, why now? He's like, why not now? So my goal here is just to break the silence. So many of us are grieving silently. And it's not even like the healthy grieving, because no one even knows that you've miscarried, or no one knows that you've lost a child, because it's just too painful to even talk about. There's so many aspects and so many emotions that couples experience after miscarriage and child loss. Some of those are what I want to discuss today and just kind of get it out there. I'm a mom of a beautiful heaven baby, but I'm not a victim of child loss. I am a voice. I am a voice to those who are voiceless, or to those who have not received the courage or the boldness to talk about it. I am here to set captives free, to liberate. I've been blessed to receive the joy and the hope that comes from talking about it and sharing it with others, strangers, people, family, friends. And what I've experienced, I want other couples to experience, and I want other mothers to experience. You do not have to suffer silently. You are not alone. Like in the previous video, when we shared, like a week after the baby passed away, when we shared on Facebook, and then, our church found out, we had so many people pouring out to us and telling us about their experience. And I would have never imagined. And it's like I heard it from every direction. It's so common. I think statistics are now at like 1 out of every 4 women will have a miscarriage. As horrific as that sounds, it's real, But I'm not even focusing on that. I'm focusing on the fact that, as common as that is, this is like the biggest elephant in the room. It's still something that people do not talk about. It's taboo. One thing that I experienced after Elijah transitioned to heaven was, so many different comments. And as helpful as the people, want it to be, and, I don't think that their heart was being wicked or evil. Sometimes people just don't know what to say to moms or to couples that are grieving a loss of a child or a miscarriage. And so they just say things that they've heard before, or they just say things that sound kind of good and kind of... So one of those things I'm going to discuss today are one of the statements we heard after baby passed away. People said things like, just forget about that child. Just forget about that child. And I think that is like one of the most painful comments that anybody could say, or that was said to me. How about that? So let me make this personal. Just forget about that child. So in my head, whenever I heard just forget about that child, and the kind of people that usually say that are probably more, in my situation, were in the African community, because we tend to be a very strong group of people that kind of overcome challenges and things brought our way. And so out of that strength, we tend to just not really take time to express our emotions, in other words. So I've heard, just get over it. That child does not count. Like that wasn't your child. And I was just like, I don't really understand what that means. Like, I carried a whole child, a full-term baby, by the grace of God, and I delivered her like a whole human form of a baby. like even at that, a beautiful baby boy, and then lived for 2 weeks, and then I was told that one wasn't yours. So was I carrying somebody else's child? Or that statement was not really nice at all. Or forget about the child. So exactly how did you want me to forget about the child? Should I just sleep it off? Should I is there something that can erase it from my memory? I mean, you deliver, you push out a whole baby and you forget. So those comments aren't really helpful. And they're probably even more hurtful than anything. Like with us, because our testimony was so supernatural and God really shielded us from the pain of child loss, a lot of the things that really probably disturbed me more than actually the losing of the child was more of how everybody interacted with us. Not everybody, but some interactions with others after the child loss. And like I said, I am from an African community where it's probably a bigger taboo to talk about miscarriages and child loss. But I, with the help of the Holy Spirit, I am breaking out the silence, and I am encouraging all moms and couples that have experienced this to speak out. People always ask me, how are you able to talk about this, with a smile, with joy? And like I said, part of that is because, like I said, God did that for us. And then the other part is God did that so that we can talk about it and discuss it openly. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, Satan messed with the wrong one, because I remember growing up in elementary and middle school and getting in trouble for talking too much. And so I always got like talkative on my report cards or my progress report cards. And so I was like, now that Satan, thought he was going to do something to harm me, he forgot that I was a talkative. So now I get to talk about this thing that was supposed to destroy me, and I get to share it openly and tell people about the joy and the hope that even comes from such tragedy and such loss, and the joy, that God has made available for us moms and couples that encounter such, loss. So I'm just here to encourage you. Speak out, mama. Speak out, daddy. Share. There's things that come with it, emotions, like there's fear, fear of having another miscarriage, fear of losing another child, fear of what people would say, fear of what your community would say, fear of, I don't know, just fear. And then there's shame. There's like, people blaming you. Like, an example, after Elijah transitioned, a close family member asked me, what did I do? I can say that laughing now, but during that time, oh my gosh, I was like, somebody, I told my husband, I said, babe, I have to go right now. I have to go. I said, can you imagine someone just asked me, what did I do that allowed the baby to have this medical condition? I was just like, oh my gosh. But like I said, these people, their intention is not to hurt us. It's just they don't know what to say. And they're also grieving or processing what happened. So they're just saying anything. And so if it wasn't for, God helping me, that really could have broken me. Because at that point, you're already broken because you just lost the whole child, And so now someone's saying, what did you do? Another great one from my African community. A lady actually told my husband, next time, don't put the pregnancy on Facebook. Oh, Father, Lord, help him. Help him. I was just grateful that day that the individual spoke to my husband and not me. And I'm going to leave it at that. But those aren't nice things to say. And my African people, just because someone posts pregnancy on social media doesn't mean their child is going to die. I just want to let people know that. So whether you choose to or not choose to broadcast your pregnancy, that does not necessarily affect the child. There's plenty of people that have posted about pregnancy even right after when they found out they were pregnant, the first test, and their children lived. So I don't believe there's a correlation behind that. So please stop telling mothers to not do that. Now, of course, we know that, you know, you're higher risk of miscarrying your first trimester, so more people try to encourage moms not to post until maybe the second trimester. I just say be led as you do, however you're led to do, you know. Actually, recently, one of my cousins posted her pregnancy, and that's, I'm like, go girl, go girl, you do it, you know. And I'm believing God for the strength and the grace for her to continue to carry and for a healthy, beautiful baby. But I thank God for the courage and strength, because not many people in our African society, as you guys noticed, even when I was pregnant, the next baby with Anna Grace and Samuel, we did not post. And it's not that we didn't want to post, it's more like, you know, you just don't want to hear the things that come along with, oh, you lost another one because you posted, you know. So this, you know, we're just going to break the silence, and I'm going to take time to educate the community on what not to say to moms who are grieving, or what to do and what to say, and what can actually be helpful. The whole purpose and goal is, mamas and daddies, there is life after miscarriage. There's life after losing a child. And I'm here to ensure that no one is left behind in this thing that God has given us, this ability, this opportunity for us to share and testify of his goodness, even in the midst of loss, and to receive love from every direction. You know, when you don't say things and you keep it to yourself, people can't even give you the love that you need and require, because they don't know about it. So I'm gonna do some more videos, but thank y'all. Please share, you know, share it to your friends and family, share it to those, because many times we don't know that someone has lost a child or had a miscarriage. So share it to everybody. Please share these videos. It's encouraging to me, and it's bringing life to others. So love you all, and always know that you are loved. Bye.